Hi, this is Elly Clutch, your fleshlight girl, and this is my dating advice segment. So how do you tell if a spark is a toxic one? I would say a lot of times passion can be confused with something that is actually like negative, or it'll be toxic and you'll think that it's passionate. But I think it's important to remember that a good relationship is going to be one that is healthy and happy overall. A toxic spark might be exciting, but it won't be for long, and it can end up really hurting both of you. So you have to be careful. Would I rather date somebody who's obsessed with me or for me to be obsessed with them? Controversial opinion. I think I prefer the second one, for me to be obsessed with them. Because if they're obsessed with me and then I don't feel that way, then I just feel bad. An outfit on a man that instantly boosts his attractiveness. I don't necessarily have any super specific style points, but I think a guy that's super well taken care of and well groomed, and you can tell that he puts effort into his style and the way that he looks and his cleanliness, that automatically makes you more attractive. So something that I think that men think that I would find attractive but actually does the opposite is a lot of times these ideas of like what women find attractive are actually just there to impress other men. You'll definitely see guys like this with cars and with the gym. I don't know many women that think that being super ripped at all is any sort of a priority. It's such a weird stigma and a weird mental thing, but a lot of times girls don't actually care about that stuff, as long as you take good care of yourself and keep your car clean. Something that men do when they're nervous that I actually find cute, any sort of like stuttering or like giggling. I feel like sometimes guys can get super into their heads, and the fact of the matter is we're both just people. And it shouldn't be that hard to, talk to a girl. I'm just another person. Talk to me like a bro, but a little more respectfully. So, yeah. So what I think about dating apps versus meeting people in person, I'm a huge advocate for meeting people in person. I think if you're looking for somebody to date, a lot of times with apps, we get spoiled for choice, right? It's like there's always gonna be another option. You kind of get stuck in your head about the next best thing. And you see this happening a lot, but it's like if you meet in person, you instantly know what your chemistry is with that person, and you probably have similar interests, you probably run in similar circles. So I think it's better to sign up for activities, get more hobbies, touch grass, and you'll probably find somebody who fits into your life better that way. I think a man can make a date feel fun instead of an interview by going and actually doing an activity together and doing something that is fun, not just going and getting like dinner and a movie or a drink, but going to an arcade or a theme park, or I don't know, going to a painting class, something that actually involves a lot of real interaction, and the conversation will flow really naturally, and you'll be able to figure out if this is somebody that you like doing things with, because that's what dating is you're doing life together. So how I think a man should act if other guys are checking me out on a date. If they're not talking to me and they're just looking, do not say anything, okay? Just appreciate that your woman is a wanted woman and that she's a hot commodity and sought after. Unless it's somebody who's saying things to you or trying to like steal you from the date or making you uncomfortable, I think having confidence in yourself and not initiating any weird standoffs or out-alphaing the other person is the real confident thing to do. It's a compliment. I think the best way a guy can introduce the girl he's dating to his friends is honestly to do it very quickly, because that way she knows what kind of person you are because you can tell a lot about a person by who their friends are and who they surround themselves with. I also think it's a really good way to see if that person is gonna fit well into your life. It doesn't have to be something that's super serious, like, oh, here, I'm hard launching this girl, but inviting somebody to a group hangout can be super casual and can teach you a lot about the person. How can a guy tell if the attraction is mutual rather than just one-sided? I think sometimes guys can have a hard time picking up on hints. So I do think that being forward can go a long way. I think having confidence in yourself and asking, like, are you feeling this? Do you feel me? Is really gonna let her know that that's what you're feeling too. And I think being honest is the best policy when it comes to that. A DM that would actually get a response from me would be something thoughtful and funny and not trying too hard. Even maybe just trying to start like a normal conversation with me that was involving something interesting and not about my looks, but maybe about one of my interests or my personality. Or if they saw me like going somewhere, oh, I really like that art exhibit too, or have you ever been here? Oh, I saw you like this band. I think you'd really like this band also. DMs and comments about my looks don't really get very far, So should a man always plan the date or should it be collaborative? I'm equal rights on this one. I think whoever asks the other person on the date should plan the date. And then also just asking I think having things planned for you can be really nice, but I also like planning things for a special somebody. I think it's really special to show that person that as well. And then planning things together in and of itself can be a date night. On the date, you can plan the next date, and that can be really fun. Should a man always pay for the first date? I think whoever asks the other person on the date should pay. I think that's just should be the policy. And I also think that it doesn't even have to be something that's necessarily super extravagant or whatever. Paying for somebody else's drink or coffee or whatever is a nice gesture and shows that you're enjoying your time with them. Is it unattractive if the man earns less money than the woman he's dating? No, I don't think so. I think the thing that is important for me personally in my relationships is if I'm dating somebody with somebody who has a lot of goals and has plans for their life and is ambitious. Those are things that I personally find sexy. I don't think that results necessarily only in money by any means, and I really do mean that. I also think that in life, if somebody is your partner long-term, there's gonna be times where maybe they make more money than you or you make more money than them, and it's about balance and communication, and I definitely don't subscribe to the whole man has to be the breadwinner thing. I think that's an old head way of thinking. Not for me. Do women actually like bad boys more than nice guys? I think the difference here a lot of times is a guy who really calls themselves a nice guy isn't actually a nice guy. And you see this a lot. I feel like if a guy's like, oh, I'm so nice, I never get what I want. It's like probably because you're maybe being a little soppy and not being direct enough. But I don't think that women like bad boys more than nice guys. They just like confident guys more than guys who maybe are a little bit more of a pushover in the way they run their life. My advice for men that want to date someone in the industry is to make sure that you understand the person that you're dating as an actual whole individual person and not for their online persona or who they might be when they're performing, and not to put those expectations on them in your own personal dating life. If she's somebody that you're dating or is your girlfriend or your partner, then you're getting who that person is off camera. You're not getting Elly Clutch, you're getting the whole package. And it's not gonna be like a scene every time you have. Sometimes she's gonna want a starfish and she deserves that. So here's some tips for dating a woman out of your league. Try to match it. Match her league, get into her league, improve yourself, work on, and I'm not saying get really buff and get a lot of money. Become interesting, learn things that make you passionate, get hobbies, talk about things that are intelligent, do things with your life, throw yourself into projects, and work on meeting, that level. Because chances are she probably doesn't see herself as out of your league. She probably sees herself in the same league as you. So just work on improving yourself and then you'll get there. I think a man should break up with his girlfriend to her face, in person, not over text, not over phone call, not over FaceTime. I think that's ridiculous. Say it with your chest and say what you mean and be honest about it and try and give her closure in that moment so she's not wondering where she went wrong forever and is sad about it. Deal breaker or nah, mama's boy energy. I think it's a deal breaker. No offense. Just don't project what your relationship is like with your mom onto the woman. Because she's your girlfriend, she's not your mama. Yes, a guy has ruined the date in the first 10 minutes for me. I've had a couple bad ones in the past. There was one time that the guy gave me an entire mix CD that he had made for me within the first 10 minutes, which some might think is sweet, but I really didn't know him. And so it was a bit too intense. So not the guy for me. I got scared. Yes, I think that men should post more thirst traps, but I think they should post themselves doing things like chopping wood, cooking a really good homemade meal, cleaning the house. I think those things will really get a girl's attention. Do I judge a guy if his moan is louder than mine? Yes, because I'm loud as but it's weird when the guy's completely silent. Like, talk to me. It should be a give and take. If I'm over here like, woo, and then he's just not doing anything, then I feel a little weird. Open or closed relationship. So, believe it or not, I don't have sex with other people other than my partner off of camera. So many people wouldn't consider it this way, but I do have technically a closed relationship. I don't do anything outside of work and I don't romance anybody other than my partner. But I think it's all dependent on the individual relationship and what works for you, and being extremely communicative about that and what you want from the very beginning, I think is extremely helpful. And if you do want to date a girl in the industry, never make her quit her job for you. Is it a red flag if a guy doesn't watch? I would say not a red flag, but it is a red flag if he doesn't off at all. I think it's kind of interesting or sweet if a guy's like off to memories or things in his mind. I think that's great. But if he doesn't off at all, I'm concerned. How do I feel if a guy talks about his ex on the first and second date? Absolutely not. Nope. I think the only time that would be applicable is if the guy maybe had kids or something and wanted to be forward about it and was like, oh, I have kids, but I do have a really good relationship with their mother or whatever. I think that would be appropriate because then you're forward about your life and the way that it is and you're not hiding anything. But do not do that. Don't do that. It'll make her feel weird. So considering financial stability when considering a long-term relationship with someone, I think a lot of this does depend on age. Financial stability isn't gonna matter so much when you're 21 and you're just getting started in life. But I also think, again, this is a relationship by relationship thing. I've been very fortunate to have been financially stable myself, and so I prefer for the other person to be financially stable as well, so that way we're both equals and it's not like one person's making money and one's not, because that's just the kind of relationship that I like to have. But I think it's a person by person basis. Some people like living that broke life. I go for it. In all honesty, height really doesn't matter to me at all. And you might think that it would because I am pretty tall. I'm a tall girl, I'm 5'10", but I haven't even really dated guys that are really tall. For some reason, they don't really like me. I don't know why. I feel like guys that are super, super tall, a lot of times like girls that are really, really short, I have no idea. So a lot of times I end up dating guys that are around my same height, and I've dated guys as short as like 5'5". It's just not something I really think about. As long as you're confident and you don't make it weird, then I won't make it weird. My number one piece of advice for guys who keep getting friend-zoned: there are a lot of relationships that start as friends and then end up becoming more. I wouldn't say put that on the other person, because I have had a lot of guys who I thought were my friend and then it turns out they just wanted to date me, and then it ruins everything and makes me feel really horrible. But I also think that that's not necessarily a bad thing, and it means that people like you and like being around you, and so when the right person comes, it will be a great relationship and you'll maybe have been friends first. So I think it's a good thing. I personally have never ghosted anybody. I think it depends on the situation, but I personally wouldn't really feel good about it. I think even just giving a quick heads up that's like, hey, I know I went on 2 dates with you, but I don't really see it going any further than this. That's enough. That's an explanation, and then that way you can both move on. A way that a guy can follow up with you on a date that feels genuine and not generic. I'm definitely up for honesty as being the biggest policy. I think even after the girl gets home or whatever, sending her a voice memo or a message that's like, hey, I really had a good time with you tonight, and then making plans to see her again, so that way that affirms that you do want to see her again. I don't believe in the whole like back and forth playing games or keeping somebody waiting as like a mental thing. I feel like if you just are yourself and that's the right person for you, then it's gonna go over well. I'm Elly Clutch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and to buy my fleshlight.